Everybody, and welcome back to Medicine for a Brick Hangover. I'm upstairs today because my nerd cave is freezing. But I came on to talk about my September wrap-up and my October TBR a little later than I usually do. So I'm sorry about that, but life got a little crazy. So let's talk about my September wrap-up first of all. I read 2 books and I listened to 2 books. So I'm gonna talk about what I read first. I finished Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm actually finally liking this series. The first books were just a little too juvenile, I guess, for me, and it just dragged for me. But book 3, I gave 4 stars. I'm starting to really like it. So I finished that last month. And I also finished The Ocean at the End of the Lane, which I read for our new local book club that our library is doing at Ernest Brew Works. And the book is called The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I gave this book 3 stars. I think I did a review, but I'm not positive. But if I didn't do it on the video, it is on my Instagram, which I will link down below. But I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't, I don't know, it didn't flow fast enough for me. It didn't keep me as intrigued as I wanted it to. It was less than 200 pages, and it took me, let's see here, like 2 weeks to finish, I think. I might not have taken notes on it. No, I didn't. But it just wasn't my favorite book. I don't know if I don't like Neil Gaiman. I don't know. I love Lucifer, the show. So I thought, and he wrote the graphic novel that Lucifer is taken from. But I don't know. I just didn't care for it as much. But the Books on Tap was a great event, and I love talking about other books and things with other book nerds. So that was fun, and it was worth it just to do that. So I listened to 2 books. I finished listening to Dear Martin, which is by Nick Stone. I started that in August 17th, and I finished that on September 3rd, and I believe I have a video of that also, but if not, check my Instagram page out. I rated that 4 stars. I really thought it was, it's a fiction book, but based on real events that are taking place around the U.S. with police cruelty to African Americans, and even though it's 2018, they still don't have the same rights as, white people, Caucasian people have. So, I thought that was very interesting. I don't know why I gave it a 4 star. I'm trying to see. Some of the stuff, I was kind of annoyed with, the main character, Justice. He kind of, not that he was asking for it or anything, but he kind of didn't keep himself out of trouble like he probably should have at times. That's what drove me nuts at some points. But overall, I really liked it, and it was a 4 star listen for me. I also listened to Stay With Me. I'm not, let me see if I can say her name. I can't say her name. I don't have a name on here. I listened to this for a book club, Instagram book club read. I think it's Mom's Word book club, something like that, which I will link on the bottom also. I gave this one a 4 star. Is about a woman in Nigeria. She was married, and for 4 years they were trying to have a child. In Nigeria is very important in their religion and everything to have children. Before 4 years came and went, and she wasn't pregnant yet, and she tried everything, and it just wasn't happening. Then also they, in their religion, they are okay with poly, when you can marry more than one person. Polygamy. Oh my goodness. Polygamy. So, but she said, no, I'm monogamy, or nothing. But then he ends up bringing another wife into the mix to have another baby, and it's just really was an interesting listen to. And I'm glad that I read it. I rated it 4 stars. Some of the parts were a little draggy, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. So my October TBR. First of all, I am doing my first readathon on Instagram called October Bookathon. I will also link that down at the below. So all my books are for that this month. I do have one book that is DVC VIP, but it's secret, so I won't be talking about that. So my first book was The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This is book 1, which is the first 5. I think it's the first 5 graphic novels. This is also for our, this month's Books on Tap, and it also helps me with my first challenge of reading a book that has some kind of fictional creature in it, witches, ghosts, vampires, etc. And so that was my first read. My review for that will be up shortly. I actually just finished it last night. I finished it in one day. Yeah, that is my next one. So my next read for the month is The Haunting of Maddie Clare by Simone St. James. I'm actually reading this audiobook. And this is my challenge for read a book with the word haunt or haunting or haunted in the title. So that is what I am reading for that one. I am also trying to finish Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I am only on page 126. I keep stopping it for other things. But I want to finish that this month and get on to book 5. So that's that. And then this is our Edgar Allan Poe's Tales of Mystery and Imagination. One of our challenges for October Bookathon is to read an Edgar Allan Poe short stories. So I'm going to pick 1 or 2 of these. I just haven't picked it yet. Shortly for that. Also, this is also counts for the real read a book or story about that has mystery or thriller in it. So Tales of Mysteries and Imagination. So I'm counting that. The last one for the month that I can talk about anyway is our read along book for October Bookathon, and it is The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. I've been wanting to read this, and I thought October would be a perfect time for that, and we voted on it, and everybody voted for, well, mostly everybody voted for The Wicked Deep to be our readathon book. So, if you are interested in joining the readathon, it's only day 2, day 3 of it, depends on when I posted this. Jump in at any time. Make sure you hashtag October Bookathon, and tag me on Instagram, and I will share your posts. And if you want to talk about it on Bookstagram or BookTube also, tag me and I will share those too. So that is my September wrap up and my October TBR, and I will talk to you guys later. And